Welcome into the box score. Terry Collins along with Murphy Ferry. Justin Malden always doing a great job for us. Murph, we're in our next to last show. It seems like since August, it's flown by.
It goes by way too fast, but it is just this week and one more, and then we'll be in the heart of baseball and softball season.
We're going to have Jonathan Bush with the Gordonsville Tigerettes softball team. We'll have Colin Jones, the County baseball team. Talk a little basketball as well. He's assistant on the region finalists, which is the County Lions. And then we'll have Lamar Rogers, the longtime head coach at Clark Range, which is all-time winningest girls coach in the history of the state of Tennessee.
Maybe the Southeast, for all we know. There's not many people ahead of him all across the country.
I was going to say he's in the top 10 of that. Let's go ahead and look at the Region 4A girls tournament bracket. You see Pickett County losing to Clark Range. Unfortunately, young lady for Pickett girls, Amy Lowe, got hurt in that game at Livingston, and Clark Range wins it 60-57. Pickett County ranked number 1 in some polls in the state. They get to the championship game, and then Clay County, who had beaten gets to the championship as well. Gordonsville had lost to East Robertson, and then East Robertson played. Of course, Gordonsville had beaten them earlier in the year, first game of the season by 6 or 8 in Gordonsville. And then East Robertson plays Clay County close, but Clay County wins it. The other two of the sub-state games will be against Copper Basin or Van Buren County. Gordonsville has played, I know, Van Buren County, so that's a team that some of these squads have played in the Upper Cumberland.
It just shows you how tough that district is. Clark Range, the number 3 seed, and Lamar knows how to win when it's a big game, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's had a lot of experience for sure. Let's go ahead and look at the Region 4A boys tournament. Pickett County boys beat Gordonsville 79-44. That was a lot wider margin than I was expecting. And then Clay County squeaks by Joe Burns. Joe Burns had a great year. They had 20-plus wins on the season. Clay County was behind in that game. They come back and win it 64-57, set up a rematch with Joseph Hamanette's Bobcats team. Chattanooga Prep, a team that won it a year ago, waiting in the wings, or Van Buren County. So I'd say the loser of the Clay County-Pickett County game, a very unenviable task, Murphy, of going to Chattanooga Prep in all likelihood.
Yeah, and don't sell Van Buren County short either. They've had a very successful season. I've kind of followed them a little bit, and basketball is a way of life up there in Spencer, too.
It definitely is. Both of their teams are going to be going to sub-state. Region 4 AAA girls tournament. You see White County there with a big win over Franklin County, a team that Cannon played earlier in the year. They're late in the season. Coach Michael Dodgen's team gets the win 50-28. And then an upset. Livingston, Leslie Riddle team beats Upperman 47-36. And Leslie is just like just better watch out. They go to Tullahoma, who's the number 1 team in the District 8 AAA, and they beat them by 15, and then they turn around and pull the upset there in the semifinals. And Hawkeye, once again, having a great postseason run.
I had to reboot my computer. I thought that score was backwards or something, but that was obviously a huge win for the Lady Cats.
And a disappointing loss for Justin Malden. Looking at the Region 3 AAA finalists, it's going to be Heritage out of Maryville, a team that beat White County a year ago, or Lenore City. That's who they'll face in that sub-state contest. Looking at the Region 3 AA girls tournament, York girls, no doubt, probably going to be the team to beat when it comes to that, as the York girls playing against Jackson County, who upset Smith County 42-34 in that game. Disappointing end for the season for the Lady Owls, who had made the sub-state 2 years ago and then the state tournament last year, and they come up short against Jackson County. Give Jim Brown and his girls a lot of credit. They'll play York, a team they just lost to by 13 in the district tournament, but still, when you look, Jim Brown, can't sell him short.
No, you can't. You really
how many gold
can't.
balls he's got up there. It's first time since 2016 that Jackson County will make it to the sub-state. The other 2 teams are, as we thought they would be, East Nashville and Pearl Cone. East Nashville sitting there about 23-1. They're probably the odds-on favorite. So if York beats Jackson, Jackson would have to go to East Nashville, and York would host. Pearl Cone, a team that Jackson County beat earlier in the season in Gainesboro. So anyway.
Yeah, and about a week or week and a half ago, Pearl Cone's girls beat another team there in Nashville 101-1.
That's right.
In a district tournament.
Pretty weak squad. So let's go ahead and look at the 5AA standings, and let's go back to the 3AA boys. Excuse me. When you look at Jackson County, of course, big win over Trousdale. Then they get the win over Westmoreland, who loves to slow the ball down. Jackson wins that one 42-33. White House Heritage ends Watertown's season. Liberty Creek comes to Carthage and beats the Owls. The Owls played pretty good defense. I just couldn't get the offense going. They were 0 for 10 from three-point range for the game to end Lane Basel's first year as the Owls head coach. White House Heritage, who's got a tremendous amount of size. They're like 6'10", 6'8", 6'6", 6'4". But Liberty Creek, who is down 6 in the second half, outscores them 23 points in the final 11 or 12 minutes to win that game 50-33. So Liberty Creek and Jackson County, my good friend Seth Massey, head coach at Liberty Creek. It was kind of odd on Saturday night when the Owls hosted Liberty Creek. The Owls assistant coach, Rick Spivey, who was his first assistant at Station Camp, Seth Massey, who's now the head coach at Liberty Creek. And Seth owes Rick a lot because Rick got John Jenkins to come to Station Camp. He was recruited like crazy, you can imagine, in his grade school days or junior high days. He got him to come, and then Rick left for another job and left Seth Massey with the Station Camp head job, and he had John Jenkins, who went on to play at Vanderbilt and play pro basketball. He went ahead and saw that he got to have him 4 years. That was a pretty special player. The winner of these, the Jackson County and Liberty Creek, will play East Nashville and Lead Academy in the sub-state play. Now let's go to the 5AA girls tournament. Loretto ends Cannon County season 69-44, and then Summertown girls beat Cascade. So it's Loretto and Summertown. Loretto team we saw at the first year, Murph, made the state tournament a year ago.
Cannon was down 10 points at the end of the first half in that game. Start of the third quarter, they closed that margin to 5 points, but Loretto just put it in another gear and coasted to an easy win. They're a very good basketball team.
Very good, and they've got the Weathers kid, whose dad was a pitcher in the major leagues for 19 seasons. David Weathers, with 10, 11, 12 different teams that he played in a long career. Of course, she's got a sister playing.
Yeah, I was going to say
starting at the Carly, I believe she starts University of Alabama, who just got a big win over LSU in overtime.
And she's also a Miss Basketball semifinalist.
Right. Let's look at the Region 5AA boys tournament. Of course, Cannon County boys, a big win in overtime, 57-49 over Mount Pleasant, and then they'll play undefeated Loretto, who beat Grundy County 77-70, and then the winners will play Hickman County or Harpeth. Murph, tough road for Cannon, but still, you can lose in the region finals and then win the sub-state.
Well, I think so, and I like Cannon's chances. That what that team has done in the postseason, the district and regional, is just incredible. You never know who's going to be the one that scores 18, 20, 25 points. It changes every night they play.
We'll have Coach Jonathan Bush of the Gordonsville Tigerettes softball team when we return. As we remind you, you're watching The Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Do you ever worry about the safety of your home when you leave? Or at night while you're sleeping? Then give your home a professional security makeover with help from DTC Security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation. Get full court protection 24/7 with DTC Security.
Contact us and start your home's DTC Security makeover today.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Cannon County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with one truck and a couple old barred trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
And welcome into the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway, our next to last edition. And we'll be talking some baseball and some softball today, along with some basketball. And we've got two-time defending state champion Gordonsville Tigerettes head coach Jonathan Bush with us. Jonathan, I guess the pressure even grows for a three-peat, right?
Not really. I mean, I think, we discussed it early in preseason. We've kind of put that to the side right now, working one game at a time. Try not to really think about that. I think the kids understand the chance and the opportunity they have to do something that very few athletes ever get to do, as win a state championship. No doubt try to do it 3 years in a row, but we talk very little about it right now, even though it's in our minds probably, but it is a goal, but something we try to not look at it each and every day.
Jonathan, is probably on the minds of everybody on your schedule, though, with we talked a little bit before we came on the air here, and the fact that you only lost 2 players off the last year's team is pretty impressive, I think, for what the upcoming years should bring.
Yes, I mean, we have discussed that with the girls. They do know that every team that shows up to our park and every time we go somewhere, I do know a couple of tournament directors that has called me and said that I want to play certain teams because they requested to play us in that tournament, and that's fine. I mean, that's a challenge for us, and I think that shows a lot to our girls and our program that teams do want to play a little team from Gordonsville that's kind of made a name for themselves, and that's just a challenge, and that's something that we got to face each and every day.
Coach, I know you've got 3 players with you, and Bailey Stewart, Katie Plumley, and Abby Brankby. We'll get them in just a minute. But being named the team of the year in all classifications in Tennessee, I know that you're not much of a bragger, but that's kind of like when Kaylee and Corey Jennings, which is 2 once-in-a-lifetime pitchers, have come within a 10 or 11-year span here. Speak to that, Coach, having those top players that are Gatorade Player of the Year in the whole state come through your program in such a short time.
Well, it is great, and yes, being able to be chosen first on the first part of the question as the team of the year goes to say for all of our players, our coaches, and our community and our school who supports us. And been able to be chosen as that. And it was a great night for our girls to be on stage in Nashville to be honored as the best team that day. And then to have people like Corey in 14 and then Kaylee here now, those type of quality pitchers really makes your program go on a different level, and just lucky to have those type of caliber players and come through our program.
Jonathan, obviously the teams that are in your district don't have any choice. They've got to play Gordonsville. But I would say trying to put a schedule together is pretty hard. What's the longest trip your girls are going to make this year, and maybe a tournament or two, a pretty good distance from here that's on your schedule as well?
Well, when you look at a single A district or single A teams around us, you get down toward Eagleville in that way. We don't really play Eagleville because we face them. We feel like we get to the state tournament. And then you get down to Chattanooga as our teams we play in the sub-state. Then we go to our 2A teams, our Macon counties, our Uppermans, our DeKalbs. We play all those teams. This year we've branched out to the 3A and 4A teams in the Coffee counties, Seagulls, Riverdales. Let me out, girls. Smyrna, DCA this year, DCA, which being a private school is supposed to be the powerhouse, Warren County. We try to branch out and get the caliber of teams and the pitching that's going to challenge our girls. We do not talk about wins and losses. I told the girls the other day, someone asked me the other day, how many games our program's won in so many years? And I said, I don't know. I said, we've won 2 state championships. I don't really worry about the wins because when you face those types of teams, they're going to beat you sometimes. And our goal in those games is to get better and to challenge us for the district, region, and the sub-state. And if we're lucky to get into the state tournament, to challenge us for those games.
Coach, you had a cream puff schedule, or a cream puff, I guess you played at Parish Park here, I believe that was last week, when Liberty Creek, and they only won the state championship a year ago in Class 2A. But I've noticed you schedule tough every year to prepare yourself for the future, and I know that pays dividends in the long run.
Yeah, it does. I talked to Coach Cartwright back at the state championship, which they did, win the 2A state championship. And that day, we actually told ourselves, let's scrimmage, let's be the first ones to play each other next year. And we stayed in touch, and next year we're supposed to go down there to their place. But when you play someone like that, it makes you better. And again, that's what we've always done. And as long as I'm coaching, I think that's what I'll do, is to make yourself play those types of teams to challenge yourself.
Let's start with Kaylee Plumley, University of Tennessee signee, and Lady Vols ranked in the top 10 of the state, or in the nation, I'm sorry, and she's staying in state. Kaylee, congratulations on that.
So much.
I know winning 2 state championships as a sophomore and a junior has got to be special, but what's special is the bond, it seems like, that you and your teammates have. Speak to how that makes Gordonsville a tournament-ready team when things get tough.
Yes, sir. All of us are pretty close, tight-knit as a team. We go out, we do stuff. We'll go eat dinner after practice, and we just stay together. And if anybody needs anything, everybody's always there for them.
Jonathan, what do you attribute this success that seems to be a regular thing? Personally, myself, I've always thought of Gordonsville being a football school, obviously, because they've done so well. Coach Turney Ford was there when I first moved to Smith County, and there's a long string of head coaches over there that have kept that football program where it's been, with multiple state championships. What do you attribute the success of softball at Gordonsville to be?
I think the past teams here at our school set an expectation. Our goal years ago when I first started coaching here, I think in 08, was to make it to the sub-state, and we did. And then also we made it every year for a couple of years, and also we got a taste of the state tournament in 2013, and then we was able to go back in 14 and win it, and then all of a sudden it became a go to the state tournament. And then here now, it's like, here's the go to win the state championship. And I really put that to our school. We were sitting at the lunch table just the other day. Gordonsville's in a good place. We have we have basketball programs, baseball, football. all of our programs, not mentioned, don't leave any out volleyball, we all contend in the districts and the sub-states and the chance to go to state. Our basketball and baseball just went to the state. And I think it's the expectations here at Gordonsville for our athletes and our and stuff is good. We have great support. And that's just the expectations, I guess. And I really owe that to those girls in 08, and really all the way back when the program started it. Now we've established a competitive way that we want to play around here. And, winning a district championship is not enough for us. We want to extend that to further to making it to Murfreesboro.
Winning 4 straight golf championships didn't hurt that any either. And I'm very curious of your thoughts about flag football. How strong is that going to be in Gordonsville, you think?
Well, I guess I'll first talk about Sophie Linder. Anybody that can win 4 straight state championships in golf and whatever sport, Sophie was just a phenomenal player. Our flag football program, I just walked across the football field, even the indoor, and they just painted it for the flag football game Friday night. And that just goes back, like I said a minute ago, Lawrence was a great place. I mean, you guys know it as good as I do. We got a lot of great things going on here now. We gave a chance for our girls to be able to open up to a new sport in flag football. And I'm excited for them and Coach Jackson and his wife and what they're able to do and what they're going to do. And just be excited to see them Friday night with their opening game.
Okay, Bailey Stewart, catching a 70-mile-an-hour fastball, you've got to have bruised hands every once in a while. I go back with you till the T-ball days, and I remember those all too well. Of course, you and Chloe, my niece, were good friends. What's it like catching somebody with the velocity that Kaylee Plumley has?
I've been catching Kaylee for a little over 4 or 5 years now, so you really get used to it. Your hands don't get bruised, and sometimes you might take a hit, to the legs or to the chest, but you just get used to it. If I get hit now, it's like nothing even happened. But Kaylee is a great pitcher, and you just get used to catching that fast of a ball.
That would be hard for me to ever get used to.
You and me both there.
I mean, the reaction time from the time she lets the pitch go until it gets the batter, it's fast. I know that. They say it's faster than it is with a major league, pitcher throwing it 60 foot 6 inches to home plate. But Bailey, when you look at that, I know that you try to keep the wild pitches or the pass balls down. And I know there's a lot of training, a lot of hard work into blocking up every pitch, because some of them are maybe curveballs, or you get maybe mixed up on a signal, which has got to be tough. But I think, your job is just as important as Kaylee's, because you don't want to, if somebody gets hit with a pitch or a walk, they're probably not going to get it, around the second or third. And I have seen teams that happens because they don't have a very strong catcher like the Tigerettes do.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna try Abby Brinkley and try to squeeze her in here. Abby, I know the success that y'all had, you couldn't have done without your head coach. And I know, Jonathan, how much time and effort he puts into your field, just everything about it. I know he's a big reason for your success.
Yes, it goes without saying that we have to have a great head coach to lead this team. For example, I was leaving the Smith County Fair this past summer at about 10 o'clock at night, and he's got the softball lights on dragging the field. So I think it's safe to say that we have a great coach, and he knows exactly what to say at the right time. He's learned his girls, he learns our weaknesses, and he knows how to pick us up in any situation. And
I'd say, just off the record, Abby, he's tough on everybody. I mean, I don't care if you're a manager or if you're one of the players or one of the subs, he holds y'all to a higher level.
Oh, absolutely. Being 2-time state champions, I mean, I don't think he really has a choice, but this man is just like a second father to me, and he can get to me faster than any guy. I mean, he looks at me the right way, and I'm probably going to cry, so.
Well, girls, we appreciate you being on. Coach Jonathan Bush, best of luck to you. opening regular season. You started with Watertown yesterday, and I know you've got a tough schedule ahead, but best of luck to Gordonsville in trying to get that three-peat.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm going to give them back to the phone so they can say their name, and they're all going to college.
Right.
And again, we're proud of what they're getting ready to do after high school. So I'm going to let them say their name and where they're going, and then if you need to ask another question, we'll go from there.
Okay, thanks, Jonathan.
This is Bailey Stewart, and I'm going to Volunteer State Community College. This is Kaylee Plumley, and I'm going to the University of Tennessee.
I'm Abby Brinkley, and I'm going to Henderson State University, which is a Division II school down in Arkansas.
Awesome.
Great,
Hey,
girls.
Jonathan, best of luck to you and the girls both this year. It's going to be a fun year for people who like the diamond and the girls playing on it.
Thank y'all so much.
All right, we've been visiting with head coach Jonathan Bush, Bailey Stewart, Kaylee Plumley, and Abby Brinkley, three of his players. And we'll have more of the box score when we return. As we remind you, it's sponsored by Carthage Safeway.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Cannon County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with one truck and a couple old borrowed trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At DTC, we're constantly looking at ways to improve your quality of life, to help you make the most of all your connections, so that you'll have time for the things that matter most, whether at work or play.
Get a $100 gift card when you sign up for DTC Internet. For surfing, streaming, and gaming, DTC is your Internet MVP. When it comes to reliable Internet, there's no more time for slowdowns.
Call or visit DTC online today and make the most of your connections.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Welcome back to the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway, Justin Malden, Terry Collins, and Murphy Fair. And Coach Colin Jones, the Cannon County assistant basketball coach and baseball coach, has nothing to do this time of year. Is that right, Coach?
Ooh, it's been a busy few days, I'll tell you.
Of course, Cannon County boys, the only one of our 10 teams that we cover in our area, which includes Gordonsville, Smith County, DeKalb County, Cannon County, and Watertown. And Cannon's boys win in overtime to make it to the region finals, which means they'll play Thursday night in it, and then hopefully can get a win, play a sub-state game next Monday at home. If they do lose, they would go on the road. We'll go over that a little bit later, or we'll go over that. But still, Coach, I know with baseball now, moving back a week, you've been in full swing, getting ready for the season, which started this past Monday.
Correct. Yeah, I've been double dipping practices. Luckily, we practice basketball 3 days a week during school hours. So I've been able to go to basketball for about 3 days a week, and I go to baseball every day after school. So it's been a challenge. It's different for, especially, I mean, it's always difficult for students that missing games, missing practice, but coaches as well. I mean, I'm glad to have two good assistant coaches for baseball, I'll tell you that.
Well, the weather didn't cooperate very well during the month of January, too, trying to get some practices in when school was not in session and still maintain your presence atop District 9AA, too. But you guys handled that very well also.
Yes, we luckily was able to get some conditioning in after the big snow break that we had. And our guys, we've been conditioning for baseball since September, so it's been good for us, just arm care and stuff like that. So maybe a break was needed for them. So they've jumped right into things in February. We've been lucky enough, actually, that we've been outside more days than what I'm hearing other people have.
Colin, when you look at the success the Lions had, I think it was a couple of years ago, in going to the state tournament, put your program really on another level. And I think once you do that, and I think that was the first time ever, if I remember right, that y'all had done that in baseball, I think the expectation level goes up, and I think the bar, quote, has been raised that you have now set, and not that you've got a disappointing season if you don't reach that point, but it's pretty special to get to be one of the final 8 teams in your classification.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We was lucky enough to get going at the right time to go to the state tournament. And last year, we were 1 game away from a sub-state appearance, which was, I thought, very surprising to us, was very good for us, especially after returning or going to the state tournament, just to show that we can compete at that level consistently and things like that. We were preseason, I guess, the Coaches Association sent out preseason rankings, and we were ranked 15th. But if you look at it with our region, our sub-state, and our district, there was about 5 teams ahead of us. So the opponents are there.
Colin, A.J. Armstrong, who was a big part of your team the last couple of years, he's attended several of the basketball games in recent weeks, and I know he got his first home run at Ball State a couple of weeks ago. But besides him, how many other players from last year's team were seniors, and how many young kids are going to be in the lineup this year?
We get everyone back from last year except for A.J. Armstrong and Blake Fritz. Blake he played outfield for us, things like that. But this year we've got 3 or 4 freshmen that's going to step in and play some valuable innings, and everybody else returns. Honestly, it's the most arms we've got I've ever had in my 10 years on one roster. I mean, we scrimmaged 2 games already. We've thrown about 8 to 10 pitchers, and people's throwing strikes early in the year, and I'm pretty excited about it. For the amount of arms we have, it's not going to be overly powerful arms, but it's just location. It's doing your job. It's being selective with pitches, and no walks, no dumb errors, things like that. That's going to help us get to the next level where we need to be.
Coach, when you look at 9AA, what are the teams that are expected to be at the top of your district?
Hopefully us, but if you look in the past, and Coach Burkett at Forest does a great job. Coach Sheffield does a great job at Cascade. Coach Robbie Davis, who also coaches the basketball community, he's got a great young group that beat us last year. Cascade's always going to be good. That's who we played in the sub-state the year that we went to the state tournament. Forest is, before last year, was in the state tournament, I think 4 years in a row. They just always reload. So all those teams are very, very good, very well-coached teams. It's going to make you work.
Coach, I'm trying to figure out if this is coaching or if it's just a great run right now. The football team had great success compared to previous years. First time in, 25 years that they won 4 games in a row in the middle of the season. Obviously, basketball is doing very well. They're 1 win away from going to the state tournament again. Sounds like baseball is going to be pretty good, too. What do you attribute all of that to? There just seems to be an incredible run of athletic young men running through Cannon County High School right now.
Our athletics has really taken off lately. And I know some people say the 4 classifications and things are run down and stuff like that, but really I just think we have a great group of kids right now that play multiple sports. They are at multiple sports, just being in the environment, being in the stands, supporting each other at the school building. I mean, all these kids, all the athletes know each other, talk to each other. It's all kind of like a little fun competition for them. So I think it just makes everybody better, and girls included.
And when you're winning, that makes other kids turn out for sports that maybe wouldn't have otherwise.
Correct. This is our largest roster for the baseball team with 23.
Wow.
Coach, when you look, being an alumnus of Cannon County High School, and I got to call your games. I'm old enough to have called Jerry Nave's games. That makes me ancient. But when you look, Coach, at being a athlete there at Cannon County High School, you take pride in building your program up. It may not have been what you always wanted it to be, but whatever sport it is, you want to put the best product on the field that you can.
Correct. That's for sure. We call them banner games whenever, just like right now in basketball. And our team, our senior year, obviously, we never got to win a district tournament or win a district region tournament, but we made it to a sub-state. But, the thing last year, whenever they went to the state tournament, I told Coach Nave, I said, I'm almost a little jealous, but I'm so happy for them because that's something we never got to do. And that's like the kids in baseball. I mean, I think our senior year of baseball, we won like 5 games. And nobody even knew. Like me personally, I had no idea how many games we won our senior year, but it's just different nowadays that you're on the map, you make it a priority. There's no major and minor sports. Everything's kind of put all into one. And that was our biggest thing whenever I took over the baseball program was I don't want this to be a minor sport. And so everything's kind of on the same level playing field now, and I think it's made all of our athletics better.
Coach, you won Cannon County won their 23rd game of the season this year. In several of those games, especially down the stretch here, we've had a couple of boy games and one girl game go into overtime, but several of these games down the stretch, tournament play, you've been behind going into the fourth quarter or at some stage of the fourth quarter, but the guys just won't quit. They're just, and I think a lot of that is attributed to the coaching staff. And I don't think you guys get enough credit for what you do. I think the world of Jared, but I think the world of you guys too, because he's got an incredible staff that really bonds with the kids well, I think.
Yeah. Our guys give them credit, and that's kind of the motto that you'll see. It's on our shooter shirts. It's on the wall before you go out of the locker room. It's find a way. And I give Jared all the heck about it, but he came up with it, and it's stuck with the guys. They really attest to it, and they just keep fighting. They find a way to get wins. They find a way to get baskets. They find a way to get stops and rebounds. It's just you got to make one more play than the other team at the end of the day.
Coach, next year, I guess there's only, 4 teams in your district, which would be York, Monterey, Smith County, and Cannon. I know you've got Smith coming up later this week. So it's a team that you're going to see more of, and you're going back. I said more local teams, but nobody's local to Jamestown. I'm sorry. It's going to be a long trip, 2-hour trip, whatever it is, from Woodbury to Jamestown. But more teams that you were familiar with playing with before these last 3 years.
Right. We are finally in the Upper Cumberland again. We are there for, I guess it's the next 4 years that we've been there for all of existence that I remember, as long as I can look back. And then this past time we've went west to Cascade and Community and stuff like that, which we still play those teams. But Smith, Watertown, York, Upperman, DeKalb, all those teams we play every year. So I know Coach Smith does a great job up there, and Coach Bowden at York. So I look forward to moving back into that district for sure.
Coach, you said you've used 8 young men in your pitching staff. That's got to be probably your largest staff in the years that you've been the baseball coach as far as pitchers are concerned. And as we all know, that's a huge part of the game.
That is very, very big for us. We realized whenever we made it to the tournament, in the region tournament this year, or last year and the year before, that honestly we did not have enough pitchers. So that was our big thing going into last year, and it's finally taken over for this year and hopefully for next year, that we're just making people pitchers. Some people's never pitched before other than small rec leagues or things like that. And we're just training and training and training. We've got some guys that's not thrown a single inning for us that has thrown already in scrimmages. So it has been great for us. We'll get another one back in Eli Pelham whenever he's finally done with basketball, hopefully after the state tournament. We'll add another to the list.
Coach, as far as the new rules now, as far as the pitch counts and how much they can throw, I like the fact that people are on that, where a kid, starting pitcher, doesn't go out there and pitch 150, 60 pitches. Not that any coach would do that, but I feel like the long-term effects for a kid like that, even if he's a workhorse, it's not a good thing.
Right. Yeah, 120 is the max, and that's as many as you can go. If I had to give you a prediction right now, I don't know many pitchers that will throw that throws over 60 pitches in a game. With the amount of arms we've got and the way the tournament's set up, it's better to keep them about 55 so they can throw more.
That's got to pay some huge dividends down the way, for sure.
I sure hope it does.
Well, Coach Colin Jones, we appreciate you visiting with us. Best of luck to the Cannon County basketball team and the baseball team.
Perfect. I appreciate you guys.
We've been visiting with Colin Jones, the assistant basketball coach for Coach Jared Nave and the head baseball coach at Cannon County. We'll have Lamar Rogers, the winningest girls coach in the history of the state, when we return, as we remind you, you're watching The Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
If you're a commercial driver looking for a company to call home, Huff and Puff Trucking is the company for you. Our employees are professional and dedicated individuals that take pride in what they do. We offer an outstanding pay package with a dispatch structure that maximizes your home time. To learn more about a company that knows you by name and treats you like family, call us at 1-800-965-5033 or visit our website at huffpufftrucking.com.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Do you ever worry about the safety of your home when you leave? Or at night while you're sleeping? Then give your home a professional security makeover with help from DTC Security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation. Get full court protection 24/7 with DTC Security.
Contact us and start your home's DTC Security makeover today.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back to the Box Score. We've got Lamar Rogers with us from the Clark Range Lady Buffaloes. And Coach, a big win for your team against Pickett County, ranked number 1 a lot this year in Class A. And y'all have had some battles through the years, that's for sure.
Well, we sure have, and they've got the best of us the last 3 or 4 years. So, they had some good players and everything, but we have over the years had some great battles. We've come out on top a little bit more than they have, but it's just a great rivalry. And Brent Smith does a great job. So I know him and Barry for years there. So really tickled we won.
Coach, I know with York being in Fentress County, just like you all are, a lot of people might think that's your biggest rival, but I'd say Pickett County is probably a really, really, really close second in that regard, don't you think?
Well, yes, we've not played York, regular season times in college, so it's been a long time, and so that's we've got enough big games, we've had Jackson County over the years. Clay County is a big rivalry now. Red Bone Springs has been when they was good, and we've been I think we've been the thing that stayed there all the time, and these other teams just swapped out stuff. So we had been the region championship game for 3 years anyway, 2 or 3 years, I think maybe 3. But so really tickled to have a shot to keep going, and every year our goal is going to the state tournament. So we feel good about our chances this year.
Coach, when you look, you got 3 seniors, Chloe Rogers, Peyton Manis, and Katie Hopkins, and I know that's 3 of your leaders, but when you look at the Phillips girl that you point guard, she does a good job getting your sets, and then Sophie Sitton, an excellent shooter. Only about one player that when I've gotten to see you play, that comes in off the bench. So you really, are you playing more than 6 now, or are you basically going with those 6?
Well, that's right. That's Caitlin Cottle comes off the bench, and she's just a defensive specialist and can knock down threes. And, some of the other players not quite ready. We've got another Stella Byers that we played a little bit this year. But, at the end of the season, everybody shortens their rotation anyway. And those 6 have been really good for us this year. We almost got, was in major foul trouble. Our last game, Phillips had 4. Right at the end of the first half, and then I set her out about half of the third period. Then I had to make a decision to put her in there. And then Chloe Rogers had 4, Katie Hopkins had 4, and Peyton Manis had 4. So we was in deep foul trouble, but they played smart and finished the game without any of them fouling out. So that was a major thing as far as being successful in the game also.
Coach, I've got a 2-part question for you. How many years have you been a head basketball coach, and did you, in your wildest dreams, ever think you'd still be coaching in 2025 when you started that run?
Well, not really. Of course not. I started coaching in 1978, and one thing led to another. I got my daughter in high school, coached her, and my son was on the boys team, and we've had so much success. It's been fun most of the time. It's never perfect. We've had some rough spots sometimes, but we had great parent support. Administration at Clarklands High School has always supported good and made it easy most of the time. And so, now I got Chloe's a senior. She's my granddaughter, and I remember the first time I had a mom that I'd coached before, that her daughter would come up playing for me. That was kind of a shock, but just enjoying it and taking year by year. And got a granddaughter in 6th grade. That's really, really good. And I don't know, what's going to happen with that, but been blessed to have a lot of good players, and been blessed to enjoy it, and it keeps you active and young most of the time. And so it's been a good journey and everything.
Coach, I moved to Cookeville in 1974, and it wasn't much long after that I was introduced to you, and I can honestly say that you've been an incredible ambassador for girls high school basketball in Tennessee, and I hope you stay around at least 3 more years to where you can say I coached for 50 years. That'd be quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it would. I hadn't thought about doing any accomplishments like that, or doing, wins or losses or anything, but just enjoying it. And, as long as I've had health issues like everybody, but as long as my health stays good, we'll see what happens.
Now, Coach, I've got to get one question because she's my boss, and that's Janie Guffey. And I was hoping that she could be here today to ask you a question. And, Coach, the only thing that Janie vividly remembers is that whistle, and when you whistle, that all eyes in the gym immediately go to Lamar Rogers.
She and 10,000 other people too.
Well, I've had a lot of players graduate, and they said that, well, when they hear a whistle, they turn to see if it's me and everything. So that's just something I just started doing to get their attention. And Janie Guthrie was an outstanding player and did really good. Got to play in the state tournament. So you tell us that take it easy on you, everything.
Coach, you all talking about that whistle. You could take that guy at Vanderbilt's place anytime.
Yeah.
Coach, when you look at the success that Clark Range has had and how small a school and a community that you are, but the one thing I'm always impressed with when I go up there, whether it be Hall of Fame or regular season, is the tight-knit community that's around Clark Range High School. You've got some of the best goodies, and that's not good for a diabetic like me. As soon as you walk in the door with those homemade, look like chocolate chip cookies and the different things in the concession stand, I know it takes a lot of effort when you do those Hall of Fame days and several different games and sometimes at different venues to get all that going, but you've got great support.
Absolutely. It's kind of like a flea market thing here.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
So we've had a real attractive schedule over the years that's helped us come tournament time, and that's part of our tradition up here to get things done. And then it is right. We got some good food up here, and really pleased with all the support we have.
Coach, do you know off the top of your head how many times you've been to the state tournament?
Okay, right now, Steve taught me to break here. We've been getting ready to play either 25 or 26 times, and we won 8 state championships. We finished runner-up 3 times. I don't know what happened in that. We're supposed to. Everybody expects us to win. Back in the the 80s, we've won 3 in a row, and then we was in the state tournament almost every year. And we got fans to spoil. They said, well, we'll wait till they get in the finals before we go down and watch them. Sometimes we'd make it and sometimes we wouldn't. So, but it's been a joy. Murphy Center is everybody's dream to go down there, and we've had a lot of girls that got to enjoy that. And they're, they talk about it every now and then that just limited to 4 teams in each classifications, and that would just, cut some communities out from getting that atmosphere and everything. So I hope they never do that.
Sounds like you've been to the state tournament just about every other year of your career.
Well, we have there for a long time. Every girl that played in the state tournament that graduated, and then we got a little streak where we missed that and everything. But here again is a tribute to the players. Little girls grow up seeing our trophy case and watching us play and dreaming about being a Lady Buffalo, and then their parents in the same situation. So you have to have good parent support to get this done, of course, and have players that want to work hard. And it's unwritten rule. It's got to be fun, so we try to make it that.
Coach, when you look, I've gotten to see your program that you do before and I actually got one this year that you sent to me, and I do appreciate that. I had to forward it on to Janie because when Janie saw it, she says, I've got to have me one. So I'll get another one for you, but it's in full color, Coach, and Tennessee Tech's program that they sell at their games cannot rival that. Somebody's got to put a lot of time, effort, and money into that, and what an awesome piece because it's got the records, and I think y'all were 10-0 before losing to Smith County, and we were going to drop you forever. You finally let us win this year. But still, Coach, that thing is awesome and something I really enjoyed reading and looking at.
Terry, it's anything and everything you want to know about Clark Range basketball.
It definitely is.
Well, it is. We've got, our records, individual players, what they've achieved, most 3-pointers in a game. We've got girls from actually first year I coached in 1978. They still got their name in the record book where they've done a certain thing. Most free throws made in the game, most rebounds, highest shooting percentage, just a whole kit and caboodle. And the players, they'll come and get graduate 10 years ago, 5 years ago, they'll come and get one of those and double check to be sure their name's still in or if somebody's passed them up or whatever. Yeah.
Coach, let's talk about Clay County. You've got them in the region championship, which is tonight on Wednesday, and then win or lose, you get to go into the sub-state on Saturday night. Tell us a little about the Lady Bulldogs.
Well, they've got they've improved all year. They got off to a slow start, and I didn't think we was going to have to deal with them, but evidently we are. And they beat us 46-42 down there. We just had a 1 point lead at the half, and their point guard had 23 points. Just couldn't keep her from the rim, and I think the rest of their players just had 5 apiece. And then we played them up here at Clark Range, and Katie Hopkins was 6. She's home throwing up, and they beat us 37-29. Both teams playing really good defense, and we could not catch them there. Okay. And then we played them in the district tournament, and they hit 13 three-pointers, Terry, and shot 52% for the game. So our defense evidently wasn't very good. We didn't close out close enough, and we played pretty good offensively, but just come up short. Very disappointing game. I thought we would have that for sure, but so we got them tonight, and they, the point girl, each girl can penetrate really good. We got to watch her, and then they got shooters. They've got hit 13 threes on us last game, so we've got to close out better and slow that down. And then biggest thing, we've got to play smart and share the basketball, which last time against Pickett I thought we did pretty good. Lydia Phillips had an outstanding game. She needs to play a really solid game again, which I'm sure she will. And Katie Hopkins, shot selection, they're doubling her every time she gets it, so sometimes she's going to have to figure out, do I shoot it or do I kick it out? And then a lot of times, Colin Rogers, they're face guarding her, so she's got to work hard to get open and just play Terry with a high basketball IQ, and I think we'll be fine.
Coach Lamar Rogers, best of luck at Livingston Academy tonight, and trying to get another region championship and a home game in the sub-state. Best of luck to you and the Lady Buffaloes.
Okay, thank you a lot, Terry.
Okay, and we've been visiting with Lamar Rogers, and that'll about do it for today's Box Score Show. For Justin Malden and Murphy Ferry, I'm Terry Collins. Good night from the Box Score.